I'm Liz Walsh. I'm the Senior Associate Director of Digital Products at Human Rights Watch. And I'm part of the fundraising systems and data analytics, FSDA. Human Rights Watch is headquartered in New York City. And we investigate human rights abuses in over 90 countries around the world. We expose our findings on our website. We put out pressers in the hope that media around the world will pick up our findings. And then we advocate for change. Within our reports, we will mention, for example, it could be to a UN agency. It could be to the Syrian government. It could be to the US government. It could be to FIFA. So any state actor or states themselves or like a UN body recommended changes to improve the quality of life for humans. We have like a crisis and conflict team, and that crisis and conflict team is actively interviewing everybody, like everybody that we can, whether it's protesters, whether it is the ICE agents themselves, whether it's those, if we have access to those that have been detained, if it's the lawyers who are seeking where their clients are, to be able to like also interview those lawyers. But yeah, I mean, of course, we also work on many, many issues, including the environment. And so, of course, there's a lot of work to do for, if say the United States has left the Paris Climate Accord, and but we also have had like wins. Like in Brazil, there are different wins. So like more protection for indigenous communities, more protection from logging. So there are wins. Like, of course, in Syria, the feeling that the war has ended and it feels like an opportunity, but at the same time, we're still seeing violence on both sides. But there is the opportunity to be able to advise, in a rebuilding moment like this, what can it look like for women, for children. We are completely global. And we have other organizations where they're more federated. So there's like a US section, a UK section, a Switzerland section or something. For us, we're all in one. So we are collecting Japanese yen, we're collecting Swiss francs, we're collecting euros, we're collecting Australian dollars, Canadian dollars, of course, US dollars. So I think the flexibility of having fields or just actual content easily translatable into Japanese, for example, or Swedish, that's like huge for us. And just the ease of use with different payment processors and then all of the currencies and having the support there. So I think that continues to be quite a big driver. Another sort of milestone for us is our database of record is Salesforce. We utilize the version 1 connector between Engaging Networks and Salesforce, and now we're on the version 2, the Lightning connector. And yeah, when it was adopted, I just felt like, whether it was our caging company or local gift entry staff, it was such a lift, that this information is syncing. So it removed their data entry to one more of like, checking what we have, what's called like the GL post date locally, like being able to really reconcile what's in Salesforce, what we see like ending up in the bank account. The fact that I really feel like engaging networks is beholden to its clients. Other solutions out there, I feel like, are more beholden to, say, shareholders. And you see it. So, for example, I think all of the product releases and having that open communication where I can send a ticket and it's been like, we're not quite able to do this, but we would love to do that. And then I feel like we're listened to and we're heard. And then there have been moments of success where something that we've suggested has come to fruition and it's gone live. So that's really exciting. So the feeling of being seen and heard, and there is like active conversation. And then there's also like the complete truth telling, like our releases are completely packed. We couldn't do it for this release, but there's the possibility of it might be the next release, or this is a really big lift. Not sure if this would make it make it, but we will be discussing this in the product team. So that is like really exciting. Like I Human Rights Watch was utilizing another product where I would open a support ticket and it would be like, yeah, it's not going to happen. And I was like, you're literally emailing me that this is not going to happen. And you just see the investment into engaging networks all the time. Like working with engaging networks is always iterative. And that is, I feel like to me, that's like the platinum standard.